Welcome to Positive Minds Only Podcast. This is your host, Kenneth, or Kenny, and we back with another episode. All right, so what's up? It's your boy Kenneth from Positive Minds Only Podcast. Today we got a special guest, Tim Mercer. We go back high school days, so that's over a decade ago. He's a celebrity golfer, trainer. I said celebrity golf, celebrity golf trainer. But don't take that celebrity golf route because I can see that like just hey, they call this man the human. You hit the ball 200 miles per hour. What they call you?
Got it.
And so I'm gonna let Tim introduce himself, tell you where he come from, tell you how he fell in love with golf, like just how he got to where he is in life today. So it's gonna be a dope conversation. For those that's gonna watch this later or listen to it later, shout out to you. We're gonna get this going. So Tim, like, how did your love for golf start? Like, just because we from Gary, Indiana, like nobody golfs. Like, I mean, we got the golf course, the Gleason Golf Park, but overall, like, we all play basketball, play football, other stuff. But how did you get into golfing? Was it Tiger Woods was your motivation, or was it just anything else?
What's crazy, bro, is that I didn't have any influences to play golf. I had really no example set before me, like to follow after to play golf. Like I really just was an all-around athlete. I played everything from football to tennis. I hooped, big hooper. So that was basketball was definitely my first love. So I played, gymnastics, like cross country, right? But I actually had just, I don't know, man, some desire to try something new, still in the sports or athletics field. And lo and behold, man, like it was the last day of my freshman year in high school at Belt, and I saw this kid bouncing a golf ball in the hallway, and I was like, over by Miss Dillon, over by the pool area over there, and I was like, oh, and like golf was on my mind, that whole year kind of joint, right? Like, so I was about it, and I saw him bouncing that golf ball, so it refreshed my mind. Like I was thinking about golf, like, hey, we got a golf team. It's like, yeah, our last practice is tomorrow. Come through. You can come see what it is. It was the end of the season, right? So I came through and I saw this 100-yard, like, or 100 marker, like on the range. And I was like in my head, like, man, if I could hit the ball and get it to that 100-yard marker, like, I'm probably decent, or whatever. Like that would validate that I was talented in it or had some potential in it or whatever, right? That was a goal I was looking to achieve. And man, lo and behold, I hit that 100-yard market. From there, it was all she wrote. So that whole summer, I played every morning, from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, like literally 8 hours a day. Like I just played up at Gleason. I lived near there, so I was on 26 in Van Buren, like right down the street from Bell. And then Gleason was like 3-4 minutes from me from there. So I used to hop in my pop's van, drive up to the course, and didn't have clubs, didn't have balls, didn't have gloves, didn't have none of that. But the old heads that was up there seeing me, coming through diligently, like faithfully, trailer, building up a set, put a set together. So that was my first set. And then that's when it happened, bro. So I came back, long story short, back to Bell my sophomore year, and I was captain of the golf team. Then we won conference.
We would like to know that I was going to school too, but I wasn't like I didn't know about the golf team, like having like I didn't know who y'all was going against, honestly, because I'm like, man, who else is playing golf? I just knew we had a golf team. Like I'm like, who else playing golf around here? But I never was expecting y'all to be in like competition. I mean, of course, we in school, so you got to go against somebody else. So, but just from the fact like they never really promoted the golf team in school, like. I knew y'all was on the golf team because I see y'all like just every day, like just how y'all was moving. Like you said, y'all play sports. I mean, you play all the sports. I didn't play I played sports at home. I didn't never join a sports team in school. Never. I mean, in elementary, I tried, didn't work out. But once it came to high school, I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not about to do no sports. But for
Right.
my love came in golf in like 2017. Came to Vegas for the first time, did Top Golf. The first time I swung the club, I tossed that mug like 20
Yeah.
feet. So my brother YouTube recorded on camera, viewed damn near a million times already. So that was like an embarrassing moment. But I said that had never happened to me again. So I just kept going to Top Golf. Not like I'm not no professional, but so compared to the average person, anybody who I bring to Top Golf with me, I'm usually gonna win. So I have been working on it. My next goal is to get on the golf course though, because I want to like develop a whole game. I play it on my Oculus a lot when I don't go to Top Golf, but my putting sucks. Like I can't even lie. Like if I get on the mini golf course, I'll probably be there all day. Bogeys, double bogeys, like whatever you can say. Like, but it's dope that you had that thought in your mind, spoke on it, and then dedicated yourself every single day of the summertime. Like that's crazy because ninth grade going into 10th grade summer year, what was I doing? Some playing video games. I had no type of dedication to like the future. Like you said, we ain't had no guidance. I ain't had no dad in my life telling me what I should do or like giving me guidance. So my whole thing was just to follow my big brother. He wasn't playing sports in school. So he was just all about clothes, being fresh and all of that. So me, I was always the quiet kid, so it wasn't like wasn't trying to be like my brother. I was just trying to get through school like the best way I could without getting in trouble. So if I had a man, I wish I had started golfing. Like when I think about it now, as much as I play it today, I'm like, damn, I wish I had started in high school because it ain't no telling how far I would have got with my mindset. Like especially if me adding dedication to it, a commitment, and not procrastinating, like shit, following through, like shit, it would have took all of that to be a success. So shout out to you for like sticking to your dreams. So how did you get to now like being a celebrity golf trainer? Like where did that come in? How did you make those connections and those networks?
So I mean, my background in in my study, my bachelor's is in physical education. So I'm actually he's trying. Um, so I'm a teacher by nature, right?
Yeah.
So that cohesively with golf just formed me to start to teach golf and start teaching private lessons and start in that regard. And then I actually went to a corporation where I was able to teach there as well and excel with this corporation, teaching lessons daily. And then that pushed me to start my own company under Mercer Golf Performance. And that gave me, the light believing that I could start a business under it because I started seeing the success and how it was making people better over time. So I'm like, man, instead of making this company, all of this money, which at that time it was $375,000 that I made them in total sales in less than 2 years. And knowing, right, that I didn't see probably like a fourth of that based on the taxes that are taken out, all the things that are encompassing where you don't get the total 100% value of your efforts. So
Your work, yeah, you definitely don't get your worth working at a job. Like so, I always hear, and then I started telling people, your CEO, your boss will never pay you enough to live next door to him. Like that's what made me jump off into the entrepreneurship, but it was through kind of through teaching as well. Like even though I didn't go to college, like for teaching, but that was just in my nature. Like from my starting my podcast, then becoming a life coach, getting certified in that like just to evolve into like now being comfortable enough to get on video, like do YouTube. Like my journey has been different because like I went to the military. Like I went straight to the Marines after we graduated. So I wasn't even thinking about college. Uh, I wasn't truly thinking about my future. I was just thinking about the present moment. And but over time, I just started to like grow, develop goals. I realized I was going the wrong way because I didn't have guidance. So for you to like always be on the right track, like that show truly shows dedication. Like is your plan to get on the PGA Tour soon? Like, is that one of your goals in the future?
Yeah, every move that I'm making, man, is for that underlying goal to play on the PGA Tour professionally. So my goal when I started my business, when I left the corporation, was to start and scale a business, right, where I'm able to fully fund and sponsor myself. So not dependent on anyone else's dollar or investment, but scale a company to $1 million company and be able to fund myself in my ultimate goal and endeavoring as a PGA Tour player. So, so then, right, that pushed me to start to network, get into different circles, which golf has one of the highest networking pools that think of, right, that you can try to fathom. You know, and that gave me, with my character, my charisma, whatever, working on how to work a room, networking with these individuals that are multimillionaires and billionaires, owners, CEOs, presidents, executives, managing partners, a lot, you know, like all the
we know who play golf. Like, we know exactly who play. And I actually learned something from somebody who's in Hollywood, and they said the deals that they don't get made. I mean, the deals get made on the golf course. Like, they get made before the movie starts, before they choose the actor, before they choose anything. The deals get made on the golf course. So that, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, if I'm trying to be a businessman, because at one point in time I was trying to go to Hollywood. I was trying to like just create something, do something, not be an actor, but I was trying to get my foot in the Hollywood just as far as production, like creating, writing movies and scripts and whatever. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh, I really need to know how to golf. Like, I really need to like work on that, because like you said, it's the biggest network. And I'm telling you, all rich people, all wealthy people, they golf 24, damn near, not even gonna say 24/7, but I know some wealthy people who golf all day. Like, that's the only thing they got to do. So I'm like, I need to work on my golfing skills, because I understand like where I'm trying to go. Like, so in this meeting wealthy people, you're gonna find them on a golf course. And lucky for me, I live in Vegas, where there's golf courses all around here. They be having the PGA Tour out here. Like, so I haven't been trying to get to that level. I just want to get better as far as just for personal gain and like for where I'm going in life. But hey, your dedication is truly motivating. Like, hey, whenever you come to Vegas, I need some of that personal coaching for sure. Because I know I'm good as far as like teeing off, but putting, like I said, like aim at all of that stance, like I've been just practicing on my own. I ain't really had nobody to show me. I just, every time I would go, like I just watch YouTube videos, like just watch different how people hold the club, like, and I just overall it just became a better top golfer. I ain't gonna say a better golfer. I became a better top golfer, like just off the strength of wanting to be better. Like adding that to my whole thing, like, because golfing, like, that's exercise. People don't realize how much exercise is in that. Like, they just think, oh, he just standing and swinging, but it takes more than that. Like, I ain't in the gym, but I be seeing people like smacking out, and they smaller than me. I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Like, so I'm pretty sure if I had a coach or a mentor to let me know like the mechanics of golfing, I'd be way greater. But like I said, it's good to see somebody who come from where I come from, Gary, Indiana, to like make it to the stage. We graduated in '08. Like, there's some entrepreneurs in our class. There's a few of them. But me seeing you on your journey, I'm like, yeah, like it's cool. Cause I can see from the outside looking in, I see where you headed. And I'm like, yeah, he definitely gonna get there. Like, there's no doubt in my mind you'll accomplish all the goals you've created or set in your life. Like, so what are some of your motivations to keep you going in life? Like,
you know what, man? They ask, like, what is your why? Like, why do you do what you do? What's your why? Like, what gets you up in the morning? What pushes you? What motivates you when you're not motivated? Right? When you need motivation, like your why. I truly have like my root reason is generational wealth, right? Like, I'm following my passion, and my passion I'm following or nurturing or culminating to, award me that generational wealth that I want to pass down. So if you look at it this way, I got this from a Black millionaire, do like 175 million a year in revenue in his company, right? So no, right? So he told me, what you want to do is take whatever number that you made in the past 10 years, right? Whatever dollar amount that you made per year in the past 10 years, and strive to endeavor, build a business, whatever you got to do to generate the revenue to make what you made in 10 years in 1 year, and then replicate that for 10 years. And now what you've done is cover 100 years of generational wealth by doing that.
Game right there, like, cause for me, like, what I thought you was about to say, like, what did you did in 10 years, try to make that at one. But when you said do it for the next 10 years, I'm like, oh shit, because I only knew about the first, like, I honestly just in 2021, I did that. Whatever I made in from the time we graduated up into 2020, I made that in 1 year. Like, so, but now things 2022, 2023, like, and so forth on. And my whole thing is like to stay dedicated. Like, so Nipsey Hussle is like one of my biggest motivations in life, and he talks about the marathon continually, don't stop. So as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna always keep trying to go towards my dream and generational wealth. Like, first, I didn't know I wanted generational wealth because I didn't know what the fuck it was. Like, my family didn't have generational wealth. Like, my great grandma had money, but she never let nobody borrow no money. She never let nobody see she had money. Like, she was just that type of person who had money. So me getting older, I'm like, man, we was influenced by rappers, people on TV. So I knew I didn't want to be one of those. So I'm like, how can I get wealthy still? Like, how can I get rich? Because the only thing I'm seeing is Black people, rappers, drug dealers, and athletes. I'm not, man, one of them. So I had to figure out what my gifts was, and my gifts was speaking. The thing why I was quiet in school, never talked, but my whole gift is to speak. Like, so I'm like, man, this is what I came here to do, is like teach, basically, because that's what I've been doing on my podcast for like the past 3 years. Like, now it's bringing over to YouTube. Like, I literally just started posting consistently 90 days ago, and I got like 14,000 subs in that time. Like, it went from 1,400 to 15,000. So in 90 days. So I'm like, it didn't happen overnight, but the work I was dedicating on my podcast years ago, and like just every day trying to heal myself, heal from generational, childhood trauma, all of that, because people don't know, like, we all have some type of mental illness, whether it was our parents not being there in our life, we have abandonment issues, whether it's we went through certain shit that traumatized us, not even from our parents, but just through life, what we've seen. Man, Gary is not a place you want to grow up. Like, so we made it through. Like, that's the best part about it. Like, we made it through, and we still going. Like, we still achieving new heights and new levels. So, like I said, it's always respect to see somebody that comes from where I come from doing their thing. So I had to have you on here. Like I said, I love golf myself. And to know, like, you've been doing it for decades, like, that's crazy. Like, crazy. And most people, they can't stick with one thing that long. Well, that's because they're not living in their passion, not doing what they came here to do. You doing what you came here to do. Like, you literally living your passion and you're teaching in the process. So, like, me, I didn't start doing that till like 2018. So you to be doing that for a minute, like I said, I could see your trajectory and where you headed, because atomic habits. It's the habits we build every day to get to where we're going. So shout out to you, continue to like stand up, be a man, like stand out. Like I said, golfing was not cool where we came from. Like, nobody was there's no professional golfers from the area. Like, we didn't give a fuck about Tiger Woods. Like, literally, but we had a golf course, and I would go to the golf course just to walk around it. Like, we'd just jog around that bug, but I never got on the golf course. But once I got older, and I'm, like I said, started meeting new people, and like understood how important golfing was and who be golfing. I'm like, oh, no wonder. It's just like reading books. Black people don't read books, but who the ones who got all the books is the other guys. And they got a lot of game, a lot of wisdom in it, but yet we overlook it because Black people don't read. Another thing with Black people don't golf. Black people should be doing that. If they knew who was on the golf course, Like if you knew who you could run across just on a daily basis, because there's always somebody out there golfing, no matter the time. I'm telling you, in Vegas, it's people who golf all day and they're billionaires. And I'm like, damn, like, how do you get to this? Like, I'm trying to get to where they at in life. The only thing I gotta worry about is golfing, like getting up early, like and just having fun on my day because it's fun. Golfing is like really fun, especially when you get better each time. Like so, what's the furthest you ever hit off a tee, like off your tee?
The furthest drive I've had in my life was 412 yards.
Bro, I'm only at like 190, like probably close to 200, but damn, that's
in the fairway. People be like, "You should parties?" Like, nah, bro. I hit it far with a 2-yard baby drop. A 2-yard, like I hit the fairway. You know, so 412, maybe. I think I got about 5 drives of 400 plus, like in my life. So at least 5. My first was in college. I was in San Antonio. We was in conference because I played for Chicago State. Got a full ride Division I scholarship to Chicago State. So I played there. We went to San Antonio for conference, and man, I never forget the hole, bro. We played against this team from Nebraska. And I played against this, big white boy, man, like long hair, kind of stocky or whatever. And,
how you been training his whole life for it?
Right. I was born with a club in his hand. And I think he hit first, if I'm not mistaken. So he hit first. And I mean, that ball, bro, hit so hard. I'm like, man, right? I come up, hit my drive, boomed it on the same line kind of as his. I'm like, okay, that my shit was hit too, you know what I mean? We walk up there, right? And we see a ball like way out there, like 350 in the middle of the fairway. It's a par 5. And bro, like we looked at him like, man, who ball is that? Like, because we only see one. We still looking for mine. Is like back there, he didn't hit as far as us. And we like, damn, okay, that's it. So we walked up. So I'm thinking that's my ball. I walk up to it, and it's his ball that was abnormally out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
My ball, like, bro, my joint like 20, 30 more yards further up.
Yeah. I know you probably crushed his like mental at that point because he didn't expect nothing. He probably going like, man, I know I'm a beast. Ain't nobody gonna outdo me. And then you come. That's crazy. But to know like you got a full scholarship, like I wasn't even thinking about college back then. If I would have, I probably would have played sports. Like, but everything happens for a reason. It turned out the way it do in life, and like I have no regrets about anything I went through, anything I done. But to know, like, man, you hit that like at least 5 times. Any hole in ones though? Like, have you ever like accomplished that goal yet?
Hole in one, and that was at Gleason, bro.
Crazy. Man, like that's a dream for me to do, like hit a hole in one, like not even on no competition, but just for myself. If I was to do that, I'd be like, man, I'm done golfing. I don't need to do it no more.
Some people don't get it in a lifetime, bro. So
I know that's facts. That's facts.
It was 240 yards with a 3 hybrid, bro. I think it was hole number 8. I think that's the hole. But yeah, man, one of the longest par 3s out there. I was playing with 3 other OGs who were always out there, old heads, just be out there. And, they knew me and they like playing with me and trying to beat me because they, they knew he was coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them fresh.
But no, that ball didn't go in. No, you ain't do that to us, man. That ball, one of the rules is that if you get a hole in one, you got to buy drinks for the whole group. So you got to buy it. If you make,
I thought it was the opposite. But,
you gonna get a hole in one on us, bro. You gotta, mess with our psyche, like soothe us by getting us a drink. So
I respect it. I respect it.
So, but that's just some of the achievements. I got a certificate. You know what I mean? I saw it the other day. I think I brought it upstairs, like a certificate that was signed by all of my group members, the general manager. And then I got the hole in one with a TaylorMade ball. I emailed TaylorMade, and then TaylorMade sent me like a package, like a congratulations, I think with the certificate, like on my hole in one. You know what I mean?
You got a YouTube channel?
I don't.
You need to start like you
I
need to
know.
create your YouTube channel. You need to train people on that, like, and not even just train people, but like show people how to. I'm telling you, like you already on the path. Like that'll just be another like addition to your success, addition to generational wealth. People are building generational wealth on YouTube. So, like me, like seeing my brothers make millions of dollars on here, I'm like, shit. Of course, I'm gonna make some millions off of it, and it's just me posting the video what I love to do. Like so, reading books is what I found my niche doing on YouTube. Like so, I just listen to books every night on live, and like that just builds up my fan base. So, hey, you definitely need to get on YouTube. Like you don't need the best camera. All you just need to do your work. Like just have a camera watching you, have a camera recording at all times. Like I'm telling you, be successful. Things you're doing, like what you're 31, 32, like you still got a long way to go. If God plans for you to live a long life, just imagine. Like I can only imagine, like the success you're going to create in your lifetime. Like just off the things you did already. Like most people, you see, we graduate from high school and they still doing the same exact things, and they're not growing, they're not evolving, they still stuck in the same spot. So like me, I stay away from still people. Like so I can tell you're not one of those people. Like and I respect that fully. Like you motivate me to get next time I go to I'm telling you, next time I go top golfing or golfing, Tim Mercer is gonna be in the back of my mind. I'm gonna be I swear I'm trying to knock the bitches over the fence. But I know it's gonna come with training. Like I said, I'm only what almost 5 years in of just golfing overall, and you got decades in. Like, so I know it ain't gonna happen overnight, but that dedication is real. Like I said, I really love golf. Like, I'd rather play that over basketball, football, any day. Like, I used to love basketball the most, but overall, like once I started golfing and seeing myself getting better, like that was the best part for me. Like just noticing me getting better. It wasn't me trying to be better than anybody else. It was just like where I came from when the first time I swung the club and I tossed that mug 20 feet. So I'm like, man, that's stuck in the back of my head. And now, like just having these conversations about like how your journey been, I'm like, man, I know. Like if I was to make golfing like a full-term thing, I could be good at it because it's all mental. People don't realize we manifest everything we want in our life. Most people just manifest a bunch of negativity because the things that's on their thoughts all day are negative. Like, but when you have goals that's on your mind, when you got golf on your mind, when you got things that's going to progress you in life on your mind, that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, once again, shout out to you for coming through on the Positive Minds Only podcast. It's a dope conversation. Can't wait to see where you take it from the future. And I best believe I'm going to have you on here again when you make it to that PGA tournament. So shout out to you for coming through. Like I said, any last words you want to say? Anything you want to plug in before we exit out of here?
All love, bro. I think a lot of times people see me and they see my journey and see how I move, hear how I talk with confidence and with certainty and punctuality. That could come off as arrogant, right? Like, so I know Kanye, he kind of gets that, right? He be saying, I ain't gonna stunt, but like he be tripping. But
Are you
what?
confident? Although, let's get it straight because I know what you're about to say. But for me, I don't. It's not arrogance. It's
It ain't.
confidence. Like it's. I understand. Like it takes dedication. Like everybody can't be like you. Everybody can't be like Kanye. Like people think Kanye crazy. And he's not. If you listen to him talk, he'll blow your mind. If you're open minded, most people close minded. Once again, I don't take it as arrogance. I take it like as motivation. You know who you are, you walking in your journey, your path, like you living your life how you want to live, and you chasing your dreams. Like so anybody who feel negative or feel less than when you come around, that ain't your problem. Like cause you living it, like you living you, like you doing you. You're not supposed to turn down your light to let somebody else shine. Nah, they get to shine their own light. So I'm gonna let you finish what you're saying, but once again, like it ain't arrogance on my behalf. I respect it.
Brought out the point or the principle. What I was saying is that it's not that. It's just a certain and a high self-awareness of who I am, and I'm just walking at and embracing that with all of my being, and that brings us to so much low self-esteem, pushed through society and prevalent, in the world. It's like, bruh, so yeah, you're right. Like that helps me because now I take that as I'm not going, I'm not, that's somebody else's problem. Like if you're offended by my confidence, you know what I mean? Like it's not for me to, try to penetrate that and get you to like, nah, like, oh well.
Yeah, that's all. Because when you come into a room with somebody who's like the same way, like people feel the same way. Like I'm not cocky, like I'm not arrogant, like I'm just confident. I know who I am. So my self-awareness is out this world. Like so, when people get jealous, they start hating because they feel less than. They don't like who they look in when they see in the mirror. Like that ain't on me. It never have. I used to like deal my life for other people. But I realized why am I them in my life? Like why am I trying to humble myself to make somebody else feel better about themselves when they're not even trying to better themselves? So I'm not gonna bring my energy down to your level to make you feel comfortable. If anything, we just gonna go our separate ways. So, like I said, I never like this whole conversation. What? Like, if anybody feel negative about how you are, how you operate in life, when you are accomplishing your goals, like that ain't on you. Never will be. Never like whether it's relationship, whether it's family, friends. Like if somebody feel less than when you come around, like that's something that they need to know who they are. They need to find their journey in life because that's what it's about.
That's why my whole thing to culminate that thought is to express that, bro, I'm here for the culture. I'm here doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my mom's trying to retire my mother. Like, so every move that I'm making, like I'm about to start training Rick Ross. Like that ain't no cap. Like that's the MTV news staff press release. That
We're seeing that like that was the thing like ooh, like because I'm not a big fan of Rick Ross music like at all like now I mean it's a few songs I fuck with but overall I am a big fan of his business the game he always giving like shit I be sharing his clips on my YouTube because he always giving game like so when I seen that like you was about to train him like that was like the what is it not the epiphany, but like the thing that made me reach out more to say because I've been posting him lately. Like before you posted it, like I just been posting Rick Ross, and like I said, I never was the Rick Ross fan, but I understand like when somebody's talking to you and they got something for themselves, you better listen. Like you might want to be like me. I used to be a 50 Cent fan, so when he was beefing with Rick Ross, I said fuck Rick Ross. But that was the younger me not understanding like you don't take no sides and no nothing, no wrong. That ain't got shit to do with you. Like so once I got older and I started listening to him, I'm like, oh yeah, you really do got some like you really do know what you're doing in this life. Like and like I said, Nipsey Hussle is one of my favorite rappers, and he did a lot of like music with Rick Ross, so that gave me more respect for him. Like, hey, for you to be like training Rick Ross, shout out to you. My little brother is a rapper. He like I know he want to meet Rick Ross one day. Like I know he wants to have a conversation like about some music stuff. So hey, shout out to Rick Ross. I'm gonna start listening to his music more. I ain't even gonna lie, cause like I said, the game he giving his interviews or just on his Instagram, you can always learn something.
You ain't gotta have that. It's like, all right, the music, you ain't gotta, but you can like that. And like it's some athletes like you don't really mess with. There's some people like their character, but you like their music, right? So it's like it's just out like what you find or connect within that person. But I'm gonna just bust it down this way, bro. This last quote, and this is just all about building consciousness, right? So we heard the quote where you teach it, you feed a man a fish, right?
Yep.
He eats, right? You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime, right? And we kind of that's all we know it as. But I added another little bit in the quote of someone I heard it from. But show him how to buy the pond, and his family will never know struggle.
Yo, cause I never heard that one. Like I heard the first half, but I never heard nobody say buying the pond. Like literally, you just expanded my mind some more. Like, and I'm all about consciousness. I'm all about raising my level of thinking. Like, so you giving me that piece is like, wait, what? It was just like when you know how to they say to have glass full or is it
Right.
half empty? Like I learned something like from somebody on that level. They said it's not just half empty or half full, it's both because you got one half that's full of water and you got that top half that's empty. So the cup is both half full and half empty. So like it's all about learning new things because it's always something they hold back. It's always something you can add to it. It's always something you can learn from it, even if you heard it 1,000 times before. Like it takes that one time for it to finally click and you finally get it. But what you said about buying a pond and your family would never know struggle. Like, to anybody who's tuning in, like learn how to buy a pond. Show. Like literally, I never heard nobody say that. And you just like, man, I'm gonna take that with me. I'm gonna start saying that. Literally, I'm gonna start saying it. Learn how to buy the pond. Teaching people how to fish, like everybody ain't gonna learn.
Right.
And I'm definitely not about to feed everybody because I'm not Jesus. I can't separate a couple fish and a couple bread and feed 1,500 people. So, but I can teach somebody how to invest in themselves, buy land, buy property. Like, so yeah, you just blew my mind on that one. I knew it was a reason I had you. I'm glad I was able to make this happen because what's funny is I had scheduled yours at the same time. Or no, somebody had scheduled their appointment at the same time you had scheduled it earlier. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna still do yours first. So I'm gonna just have to make them wait. But now, like we got on here earlier, I'll still be able to have that conversation. It ain't gonna be no late thing. It ain't gonna be no mix up. So shout out to the everything working in its favor. Like I said, I'm definitely appreciate I had you on here. You gave a lot of game, like literally just that last line just off the back just blew my mind. I can't even lie. I never heard that. Now I didn't heard a lot of things, but I've never heard nobody say that. So whoever gave you that game, shout out to him or her or whoever. Like it's full nothing but respect and shout out to you for like remembering that. Like most people they hear one thing and they go out the other ear. You could tell it had a big impact. Like if that was something you even mentioned on camera on the live, like this is going on YouTube probably today or tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have the audio version going on my podcast. So this will be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube and other things. So once again, shout out Tim Mercer coming through. Hey, like I said, just keep pressing forward. You got my support, 100%. Because I love seeing Black conscious people. I love it. At first, I thought I was the only person. I ain't even gonna lie. When I first woke up in like 2017, 2018, on my Facebook, it was all like woke shit. People, like, what is he doing? What is he talking about? But years later, I just started seeing more people from our area wake up. But to see somebody who I know I didn't have no type of influence over at all, you was on your own journey, and you will still manage to wake your own conscience. Let me ask you this before we go. When you first woke up, like, how was that feeling? Like, what did you go through? What was you going through at that time when you first came into consciousness?
Man, I'm trying to think of when it happened. I know it was a while ago. But you know what, bro? Like, I really could say that moment, I'm sure, right? Because it's vague in my mind, because I've been on this journey, just how I think. It's like, man, when did this shift? My world opened up and my perspective, right? Like, it's like a bunch of lights down a never ending road just lit up and I just started walking, you know what I mean? Like, so my finance started to grow. My self-consciousness and awareness, like learning myself, like my absolutes, my triggers, my, you know what I mean? Like my strengths, my weaknesses, like my path, like, and that's what ultimately moved me into starting my own business. Like I'm a solo entrepreneur. I have no corporate umbrella that generates my revenue. All of my revenue is generated by my talents. I'm not exploited anymore, right? My efforts, I get 100% of the profit. So it took an awakening in my mind to even be where I'm at now. So when that, I believe it ignited me to start moving in a certain way that got me to where I'm at, bro. So it's just been illuminating, man, for real.
Definitely. And like I said, I've been kind of on the same journey, but just doing something different. But like when I like actually woke up, because I was always thinking on a different level. But when I say I finally like that self-awareness happened, that was like in 2018 when I realized I was holding myself back to make other people feel better about themselves. So and then I used to feel some way about my teeth. Like so that's why I never talked in school because I didn't want people focusing on like my teeth. Like I'd rather be quiet and not say nothing. Once I got over that, once I just got over all the other type of flaws I thought I had, I'm like, I'm not about to let nothing or nobody stop me again. Like I said, I'm not about to dim my light no more, because that was my biggest issue. I was dimming my light to let other people shine. Like, because I always knew there was something about me internally, like, but I didn't want to express it or say it outside. I mean, I don't know. But now I don't have that issue. Like, once I had that awakening, that spiritual awakening that I call it, my life has been in the positive. I, it's been the best thing that happened for me. And I believe everybody should be conscious, not just black people, but white, Chinese, everybody should experience their own type of consciousness. So whatever way you find and try to do that. I mean, I wasn't even trying to do that. Like, I wasn't even looking to wake up. I didn't know nothing about spiritual awakenings or self-awareness or childhood trauma. I didn't know none of that shit. But once I found out about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to stay in this. So I wasn't on the right path. You was always been on your path, like, but you, as you can see, you just kept evolving. Whether it was from working for somebody else to starting your own company, like, you was always doing what you came here to do. Like, so, hey, respect. I know you building generational wealth over there. I already, man. Just know I'm right there with you. And you, like I said, you got my support. Like I said, I love golf. So whenever you're in Vegas, just let me know. I'm telling you, let me know. I will book a consultation, like anything. I will work with you, bro. I will pay. I'm not one of the people like, hey, let me do this for free because we grew up. Nah, I know what you worth. Like, so,
I'll work it. So yeah,
so like I said, whenever you come to Vegas, I'm here. We got Top Golf. We got different golf courses, whatever you want to do. I'm always free. I work from my own business owner. So like I already know, like, so.
all right, let's
Thank you
get it.
again for having it. I mean, coming in. Like, appreciate y'all for listening. Positive Minds Only. We out.